beginning to catch up to the rest of the world, maybe it's finally winding down some of those other things it's been working on for the last few years. But I digress. The Federal Trade Commission is finally actually beginning to take action, opening up an inquiry into all of this marketing data and tracking, advertising, all the whatnot. Could it be that we'll finally get a distinctly American version of the GDPR? If we do, you gotta figure that somewhere they'll work in the word freedom fries into it. This is the news you need to lead in content marketing. Hello everybody, Robert Rose here with the news. It's what's new, but more importantly, it's what's important in the world of content marketing. And for the best and best practices, you can always head over to contentmarketinginstitute.com. So, we are finally hearing from the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, about launching a full-scale set of rulemaking hearings on the topic of businesses using consumer data for the purposes of targeting advertising and marketing and other types of first-party ideas. Now, you might think all this sounds familiar, and well, it shouldn't, because it has been a long time coming, and Washington, D.C. has been resoundingly quiet on the issue of data and privacy, unless you count the times that they've had Mark Zuckerberg up on Capitol Hill talking about the finer points of how Facebook works. In any event, the FTC this week announced that it's now exploring rules to crack down on commercial surveillance of marketing, which they define as the business of collecting, analyzing, and profiting from information about people. They are now seeking comments from the public, I'm sure that'll go swimmingly well, on a wide range of concerns about commercial data, and that includes everything from third-party cookies, tracking across websites, collecting personal data on race, gender, religion, and using it for advertising purposes, and all manner of the things around third-party data, first-party data that we've been talking about for years. Now, there is legislation already being considered that covers this, kind of an American version of the GDPR. It's called the American Data Privacy and Protection Act, the ADPPA, for those of you keeping up with the acronym soup. The ADPPA was voted on by the Energy and Commerce Committee back in July, and so literally just this week it looks like it's finally made it to the House floor. We may see some action on it even in the early coming days. But here's the thing. The American Data Privacy and Protection Act, well, as it currently stands, it's about as close to the GDPR or the California Privacy Act or really anything resembling hardened privacy legislation as the Constitution of the U.S. is to the fun facts written on the underside of a Snapple cap. But our take here at CMI, we welcome it. Anything that will help provide some certainty and put certainty back into the marketplace of marketing and first-party data. We've been predicting for some time that the U.S. would finally make this a priority, and with Google announcing yet another delay in the disappearance of the third-party cookie and the relative uncertainty about how that data can and can't be collected, a federal law would not only be overdue, but it's arguably so late as to be harming the market already. Here's hoping that we actually get something real and it provides excellence and even more of a reason and a business case for marketers to lean into the proper way to collect first-party data. That will both add value to our business and also to the consumer's experience. Passing this kind of legislation would only further bolster the business case for content marketing, and we're following the whole thing very closely and will, of course, report any updates back to you. And that's it. That's 5 minutes of news that you need to lead in the world of content marketing. I'm Robert Rose, and remember, it's your story to tell. Tell it well. I'll see you next week.